All right, 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes, because I don't have that much time on this camera.
Right.
What's your take on Islam?
I don't know anything about Islam.
You don't know anything about Islam?
I don't know.
What do you know about? Have you ever met a Muslim before?
Oh yeah. I met a couple Muslims.
Do you know anything about what they believe? Or did you just meet them?
I tend to take people on face value towards their actions and not their actual what they try to tell me their beliefs are, because you get 1,000 people out here in the streets and they call themselves Christians, but then you watch their actions and you're going to find out that they're doing all kinds of stuff they're not supposed to. They're trying to sneak around. They're trying to, live within what they want to find as being comfortable for them. And as they're doing that, they're committing the act of all kinds of sins in the Christian belief system and religion, stuff like that. They're trying to live in their own self at the same time, trying to appease the masses by saying that they're something they're not. So I never take too much talk in what people tell me their beliefs are right up front.
So what was your perspective on the Muslims you've met? Do they seem like good people or bad people?
Some of them are good people. So some of them are very confused about the way things act around here, because they were brought up under a different type of moral standard and a different kind of understanding on how things should respond to certain situations.
What do you mean they're confused?
They have their way of bringing the idea of what they should be able to do into the situation, and the people that's around them don't understand it, and then they try to explain themselves in certain ways, and because of their culture they tend to be a little more aggressive towards what it is that they're trying to believe. So it comes across as if they're trying to create a problem, and some of them do, some of them aren't, but for the most part.
Could you give us an example of
there's a group of Muslims that were on the street a few weeks back trying to talk about Muhammad and stuff like this, and some people came up, they were simply asking some minor questions, and these guys got offended because of the cultural differences, and in just a couple minutes almost a fight broke out. The Muslims literally got that offended that they thought they had to use force in order to force their opinion off onto these other people. So it was a little hairy situation.
Okay. All right. Are those the only Muslims you ever? The Muslims
pretty
you ever?
Much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just ones running around.
All right. Okay. So, have you ever read the Quran at all, or have you ever looked at it?
I've heard of some of it. I've gathered little pieces. I've never taken the time because I've not found an English copy that is actually worth reading. There's, from what I understand through other people's opinions, there's a lot of hate in it. There's a lot of structuring of those kinds of instances where you get some kind of glory for killing certain kinds of people. Now, I don't know that that's true. I've never seen it in there. I've never actually read that anywhere. But that's, it's not a belief system that I study a whole lot of, because it's based strictly in a Christian kind of concept, and I'm not into Christianity.
You anti-Christ?
I'm anti-religion. In all reality, I'm anti-religion. I'm what's known as a mystic. Under my opinion of what a mystic is, it's somebody that studies other people's belief systems to certain degrees, finds something good about whatever those beliefs are, or finds something totally bad about it. And I get rid of all the bad stuff that I don't like, and I accept all the good stuff, and I put all those things together, and I say, okay, this is what I believe about people in general, towards what I watch and how they act and what they're really doing. And I basically create my own belief system from that structuring. I'm also what's known as an elven belief system. You structure your own beliefs from yourself first, and what you personally believe to be real and true, and what you like and dislike, because you live in your own emotions, you live in your own desires, you live in the fact that you want to spring forth certain things in your own environment in order to find beauty there. So as as I try to mix the two ideas of taking the good out of these, bringing it to me, and taking the bad and saying, you guys can keep what I don't want. You're free to enjoy those kind of thoughts and processes all you want. It's a way of growing within self and in understanding of other people's different from me. The structuring of me not having to be what everybody tells me to be simply because I carry certain similarities to various different belief systems.
Okay. All right. Time's up.